I have not grown tired of you. That is not something I am capable of. There is another psalm I want to give you, not as a religious exercise, but as a truth that belongs to you personally, right now. It is Psalm 34, and it says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Not the strong, not the ones who have it together, not the ones who prayed correctly or believed without wavering. The brokenhearted, the crushed. Those are the ones I move toward. That is who I am drawn to. And if you are sitting in the wreckage of everything you tried, then you are exactly where I tend to be found. I am not asking you to feel better right now. I am not asking you to manufacture gratitude or force optimism or pretend the pain is smaller than it is. I am only asking you to let me sit with you in it. You don't have to fix anything to be worthy of my company. You don't have to arrive cleaned up and composed. You can come exactly as you are. Furious, doubting, empty, silent. And I will not turn away. I made you, which means I know every layer of you that you've hidden even from yourself. I know the version of you that existed before the disappointment stacked up. I know the version of you that is still possible. And I am telling you, there is still a chapter of your life that you have not yet read. There is still something ahead of you that you would not trade for anything, if only you could see it. You cannot see it yet. That is not a flaw in you. That is simply where you are in the story. I do not waste pain. That is a promise, not a comfort phrase. Everything you have been through, the things that made no sense, the losses that felt completely unfair, the silence that felt like abandonment, none of it is wasted in my hands. I am a God who takes broken things and does not merely repair them. I rebuild them into something that could not have existed without the breaking. Please, not for a feeling that may or may not come tonight, not for a miracle you can verify by morning. Stay because you are loved with a love that does not expire when your faith runs out. Stay because the story is not finished. Stay because I am here, and I have not moved, and I will not move. And everything that feels like the end right now is still, somehow, not the end. You came here tonight because something in you is still reaching. Honor that. That reaching, quiet, half-believing, exhausted as it is, that is enough. That is faith. That is you and me still in conversation, even when you thought the line had gone dead. I heard every word you ever prayed, even the ones you didn't finish, even the ones that were just tears, especially those. I am still listening. I have never stopped. I know you're tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. The kind that lives behind your eyes, inside your chest, in the way you move through a day that feels like it belongs to someone else. I know you've prayed. I know you've tried. And I know there's a part of you that stopped believing I was listening. Maybe stopped believing I was even real. I need you to hear this, not as a sermon, not as a distant voice from a cathedral ceiling, but as the one who was there the night you cried so hard you couldn't breathe. The one who was there when you smiled for everyone else and fell apart the moment you were alone. I was there. I am here. And I am not speaking to you from far away. I am speaking from inside the very place where you gave up. You were told that faith is a feeling, that if you had enough of it, things would shift, the door would open, the situation would change, the pain would lift. And when none of that happened, you turned the blame inward. You decided the problem was you, that you were somehow too broken, too far gone, too disqualified for grace. But that was never my voice telling you that. I want to show you something. A man named David, a king, a warrior, a poet, once wrote these words, and he meant every one of them. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me, so far from my cries of anguish? I cry out by day, but you do not answer, by night, but I find no rest. That is Psalm 22, and David did not whisper those words in shame. He screamed them. He put them in writing. He gave them to musicians to be sung in public. Because honest despair has always been welcome in my presence. I never asked you to perform peace you don't feel. I never asked you to dress your pain in religious language before bringing it to me. What you feel right now, the exhaustion, the doubt, the anger, the hollow silence where hope used to be, bring all of it, exactly as it is. I have held heavier things than this, and I did not flinch. You've been walking through something that was never meant to be walked through alone. And somewhere along the way you started believing that the silence meant I had left. But I want you to understand something about silence. When a storm is so loud that words would be lost in it anyway, presence becomes the only language that matters. I have been present in every moment you thought you were invisible. Present in the middle of the night when the weight sat on your chest. Present in the ordinary moments you were too numb to notice. Present in the people who showed up in unexpected ways, the ones you dismissed as coincidence. There is no coincidence in the geography of love.